Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. O my Guru, gracious, I owe my all to you. Yeah, wishing you all once again a very good morning. And today we are going to discuss on the topic fulfillment in life. Before going fully to the topic, we will take the first word, fulfillment. What exactly we all feel about that word when we say as a single word? Is it different for every people, or everyone is having a common meaning? So let us have a quick check on what we mean exactly by that. Yeah, we are getting some answers from you. Yeah, complete in all aspects. Yeah, okay, that covers in broad for everything. When it is completed, we feel that as fulfillment. Yeah. So anything else? Anyone else feeling differently? What exactly we mean? Contented? Yeah. Yeah, that is also good meaning. Like with our inner sense, when we feel contented, we'll be realizing that feeling of fulfillment. Yeah, satisfied. Yeah, satisfied. Also, again, it depends on everyone's perception, right? Satisfaction with what? So, satisfaction in all means, or whatever we can say, when we call it as fulfillment, right? Yeah, the perfection, yeah, achieving the perfection. So when we do everything perfectly, how it has to be done, then we can feel that fulfillment is in place. Yeah, as you all rightly mentioned, this has multiple meanings or perception. It depends on the people, right? So when we call as a single word fulfillment, it could be perceived by different persons based on their life style and stages of their life. They'll be giving a different meaning to it. Let us see in general. Yeah, as we have seen that it could be termed as achievement, completion, accomplishment or realization, something like that. Yeah, when we do some kind of achievement or accomplishment, we can say that, yeah, fulfillment is felt by that person who has made that achievement, right? Yeah, the same thing like completion, realization, and whatever the wordings you have used, like getting satisfaction and feeling contentment with all means. So those all are meaning to this word fulfillment. And some more facts about fulfillment. We used to say that, right? So from where the fulfillment is coming. So when we are talking about getting satisfied, right? Satisfaction. So from where the satisfaction is coming, because we ourselves did that deed. So once that is done, the satisfaction also felt by us, right? So from where the satisfaction was coming, or before doing that deed, where it was. Yeah, it is felt by our own mind. Yeah, as you are rightly telling. So that was like we can say it was in the hidden state, right? Within us, it is always there, but it has to be realized by crossing a stage when we do some kind of successful accomplishment. Then we will be getting that feeling, like the fulfillment feeling. And again, the only thing that will stop you from fulfilling your dreams is you. Again, that is meaning that we ourselves have to be striving to get fulfillment also, right? Even though it is available within us and around us. So we have to start doing some kind of trials to get it realized within us, right? Again, it cannot be done by a single day or a single week or single month. We cannot define the timeline, right? Some of the long-term goals, it could be taking years of work, hard work, which needs to be done with proper planning. Then only we will be able to achieve that accomplishment. Then we will be feeling the fulfillment within us. So that depends on the task which is taken for consideration, right? To get fulfilled in what. So that depends on the nature of task itself. The duration depends on. But anyway, the real meaning from this fact, what we are seeing here is, so it has to come from us. So the trial has to be done by us. Then only we will be able to realize. And another interesting sentence appearing there. Only those who have learned the power of sincere and selfless contribution experience life's deepest joy, true fulfillment. So when we talk about the true fulfillment, again, it cannot be done on a single day or on instantly, right? It could be possible for very short-term goals or whatever, but anyway, it needs some kind of sincere and selfless contribution from that person. Then only we will be able to attain that true fulfillment. Okay, so next, when we talk about the word fulfillment, to understand it in a different practical example, I just thought of taking this for discussion, because we have seen that, right? The fulfillment could be different on the task, whatever we are taking for discussion. So that is the reason the meaning also differing for people to people based on their own particular task which they are comparing. So for general understanding for all of us, we will take the e-commerce, which is well known to all of us now, right? In current world, everything is becoming electronic. So everything, whatever we wanted, we need not to go to different shops to search for it and talking to the people, and all this have gone, right? We are sitting at home and making the order, then it's being delivered at our doorsteps. So that is the way the world is changed now. So I just thought of taking that system as an example for seeing or for understanding the full inner meaning of this word fulfillment. So this is the full cycle when we talk about e-commerce, right? So the goods, whatever the goods be, whatever the business taken, so the goods incoming will be the first step, and it is continuing the entire journey through different steps like receiving, sorting, shelving, and then it is going through a process which is called like collecting the orders and then segregating according to the orders to satisfy that. So the orders are being received by multiple channels by any company when they establish e-commerce architecture for their business, right? So there'll be multiple inputs. So through those channels, the orders are coming in. Then the shelved materials will be picked according to the order, and then it will be verified again, and then packed for the delivery. Then the delivery of parcels happening. So that is the final state. So when the complete cycle, when we see this, the goods incoming up to the delivery of parcels, this is the complete fulfillment when we are talking about the e-commerce system. The same thing when we compare within ourselves, within any single person, or within our lifetime, right? It could be like a single person, or it's like a group of people, like our system. We have the expanding of single person up to the universe, right? So like a family or society or national level or the world level, whatever be the component as human, entire human in the world, you can take and think about this fulfillment and try to compare the steps, what are all going through, and what is the ultimate step we are all looking for. So if you are able to visualize that, that is what fulfillment required in our lifetime or to the entire world level also. Yeah, let us see more by understanding some of the concepts from our Guru Vedatri Maharishi also. So before going to the philosophical explanations, let us try to understand the word itself again. As we have seen with one system component, we have seen that fulfillment in e-commerce system, right? So as overall, when we are talking about individuals or the society or the world level, that will be coming in a different words, right? Whatever we call it as like enjoyment, pleasure, gladness, realization, satisfaction, consummation, contentment, fulfillment, implementation, perfection, restfulness, realization, all these words, even fruition, all these words are relating to the fulfillment, right? So this could be like that is the reason we were talking about earlier also. It cannot be done on a single day or single month, right? So there will be different stages when we compare a single person's life. So we will be able to get the gradual transformation when we talk about high level goals, when we are talking about some of the objectives which could be running all through our life. So when you are setting a high level goal for an entire part of your life, so we need to gradually move ahead, right? That could be crossing different stages. So that is the reason we are seeing this kind of words. Probably for simple understanding, we can try to compare within ourselves. So it will start within ourselves when we talk about the transformation to the perfection stage when we talk about it. So first we will be improving our awareness, right? Any system, any information, any knowledge or any skill, when we are talking about newly acquired, we will be trying to collect the information and then analyze it and improve the awareness on it. So that self-awareness, what we need, what this information is providing to us. So that kind of comparison will be the first state, right? Then gradually we will start moving to the self-realization. So we will be able to realize what we are and where we are and what we need to do. So that kind of stage will be crossed. And then gradually we will be moving to a step called transformation, self-transformation. So by understanding and realizing, so we will be moving to the self-transformation from where we can get closer to the achievement or perfection stage, the final stage, right? So when we reach to there, we will be able to feel that fulfillment. I mean to say here, it is not like a single moment feeling. It is a stage where we need to cross. And once you achieve that stage, you will be able to maintain that all through the life. That is also, again, another challenge, how it could be done practically. So for achieving all these stages in our life, how our system is helping, the simplified Kundalini Yoga, fulfillment by simplified Kundalini Yoga. We all are practicing that system, so we will be able to compare and easily go through the stages, right? So when we talk about the first stage of awareness, initially, whenever we heard about this system, it provides some kind of betterment to individuals' life, right? Either physical or mental, based on our need or based on the person who from whom we heard first time. So based on his experience, he will be passing the information to us, right? Probably he got some kind of physical benefit through the simplified physical exercises. So we might have received the information as this system is good for physical health. So that depends on the different persons according to that situation. So that is the first stage we were all with, and then we gradually transformed to further steps and trying to move to the final step also. Let us see further how our guru is explaining about this journey. Yeah, before going to that part, I just thought of checking again with individuals how currently people are feeling. So we all know that the life has changed when we compare with earlier generation, like our parents or foreparents. Our life is having a lot of changes. And if you compare the next generation, it is again greatly changed. It's like a total shift within our life. We have seen that, right? When we compare our childhood and our next generation's childhood. So that is also changing everybody's life in a great manner. So that is the reason I just wanted to uh, see how the people are seeing that fulfillment exactly. Yeah, it's not fulfillment, it is fulfillment. How the people are seeing that. So this is what seen by many of the people around us today. When we get the pay part, there are four parts we are seeing, right? Pay, personal growth, benefits, positive workplace. So when we talk about pay, yeah, we are getting all the satisfaction in all means from that component. And then when you talk about personal growth, you are having a career progression and enabling excellence and learning and development. These all are available for you. And then you have a positive workplace to move ahead by developing all the required leadership qualities, and the cultural situation is also helping you, and you have a good work-life balance. And then about the benefits, we are getting all the benefits, like even some helpful component after our work period. So this kind of cycle is seen as fulfillment by many of us around us today. So is it completely meaning for every one of us as fulfillment, as I'm titling here? The cycle, what we are seeing here, is it really fulfillment for all of us? Yeah, so it cannot be confidently said as yes, right? Even though the world currently thinking, many of the people in the world and in our society around us are thinking this is the full fulfillment. That's what I mean. So that is what many are thinking. But why do we say no? What is missing here? Yeah, this will all help to complete all our accomplishment, like what we talked earlier, and to get satisfaction and to get contentment. Whatever we talked related to fulfillment in the first few minutes can be provided by all this, right? So why, what is missing here? Yeah, I'm seeing the answer as spiritual and physical aspect incomplete. So it could be, yeah, mostly we can say that physical aspect also can be covered by this, right? Because some of the things meant here, work-life balance, or some kind of factors which are providing even physical and mental health is maintained. That's what I'm saying in this full cycle. So that part is still okay. So what is missing is exactly the spiritual part, right? So the inner peace, contentment, inner peace is missing. Yeah, that's what John Newman is telling. Yeah, that's right. So I'm saying that the physical and mental health is also almost partly covered with some of the components here. So that is the reason people are seeing this as a fulfillment, because it supports the visual benefits, right? Whatever we could see visually, our physical body, and whatever we could see as mind, even though by not by our eyes, we could realize or we could feel that, right? By many of the people around us, many of the human beings in this world. So that is the reason they are thinking this as a fulfillment. But again, as we talked, this is like the spiritual part is missing. That is what exactly meant by our Guru Vedanta Maharishi also. So the spiritual fulfillment. Yeah, why it is different? That also I was just spending a while, because when we saw the previous slide, which has the complete cycle or complete requirement to run uh, life peacefully for a person, right? Leaving the inner peace, just visually seeing that it provides everything else, right? So why this spiritual part, or what this spiritual part is giving us in addition? So when I start thinking on this part, we could realize few things, right? As some of you worded clearly, like inner peace or inner gratification or contentment will be grown only by the spiritual fulfillment. So along with the body and mind, we have a spirit also within us, which is not being realized, or which is not being taught by many of the education system which we are going through today. So that is the reason the spiritual part is being missed by many of us. And when we get spiritually fulfilled, how the life will be and how does it taste? That's what I was trying all of you to think for a moment and move through that step. So what we will get additionally, and how that feeling will be when we talk about a spiritually fulfilled person. So the bottom line is also telling clearly people feel more in control of their own happiness. So when we talk about happiness, I was getting another question also. Did happiness and fulfillment both are same? Definitely no, right? So how they are differing, when I was trying to analyze different concepts explaining about the differences between happiness and fulfillment, I couldn't get exact meaning from other system before coming. I mean, like convincing explanation for this concept before reading about our Guru's explanation. And the mind's 10 stages, he will be explaining to us, right? There were two stages, enjoyment and experience. So when you go through some kind of enjoyment, that will be momentary. Again, to compare that to a real life, when we are talking about the job, what we are in, probably we will be, for a case, I'm working with this job for past 5 years. When I get this job 5 years back, the happiness, what was felt by me, will it be same today? Yeah, take any other example or whatever you want to visualize also. So if you raise that question, then we will be able to get exactly what is meant by happiness. The moment 5 years ago, when I get this job, the feeling, what I felt was termed as happiness. But when we are talking about fulfillment, it is not a happiness, because once you attain that fulfillment, you will be able to see happiness all through and in all the moments, all through the stages until the end of our life. That is what the spiritual fulfillment can give to all of us. So that is what I explained when we talk about the 10 stages of mind by our Maharishi also. So that's what I understand from that two stages when we compare about enjoyment and experience. Enjoyment could be the momentary thing, and experience is, yeah, we can say some of the, yeah, since we have talked about real life example, some people can have a different experience also. Like whenever you go to the same frequency level, you will be able to feel the same happiness what you felt. The same example what I'm taking, 5 years ago I got the job, I was that much happy on that day. So even after 5 years or another 5 years, so after 10 years of time, if you think about that moment and go to that frequency, you may be getting that kind of happiness. But that is a different thing from this discussion. But when we talk about fulfillment, it is a kind of stage, especially when we talk about the spiritual fulfillment, that will be everlasting all through our life. So that kind of spiritual fulfillment is being given by our system, the simplified Kundalini Yoga practices. Because as I was telling earlier, the two components, body and mind, is being seen by many of the systems or many of the philosophers or many of the practical people around us as a significant thing. And many of them are following different concepts or practices to improve some kind of attainment on that part. But the spiritual one, majority of the people are not able to sense that really. And even the taste of spiritual fulfillment is not explained by many of the philosophies around us. So that is the reason I thought of emphasizing that fulfillment, which are being given by our simplified Kundalini Yoga practice. And many of you might have felt that feeling also. So that only I thought of sharing with you all through this today's program by taking that as a topic. And when we talk about our guru's dream, yeah, what was his dream? We know the high-level organization's goal, right? The World Community Service Center, which is formed by him, it is having a high-level objective of achieving world peace that has to be started from self, like individual level. Then it has to be growing further. And when I was reading further on Maharishi's dream, how he has reached to that state, so that is also told by some interesting words specifically to use. The wordings what he was using to term his dream. That's what we are seeing now. Yeah, as I was telling, the people as a entire world, human population, if you take, how to move them towards achieving this fulfillment. Fulfillment. That is the spiritual fulfillment when we talk about, because that is what missing I was telling earlier, right? So when Maharishi is sharing about that, he's telling that the peace is the divine pleasure which can give the fulfillment in our lifetime when we compare all the human beings. So that is like a kind of high level valuable wealth when we compare. See, sometime back we have seen the full cycle, right? Which is giving all our physical and some level of mental benefits also by whatever the job we are in and the benefits we are getting out of it. So we are all thinking that that is our wealth, right? But he's terming that peace is a valuable wealth for life. Hence, many people are preferring peace. So that is the reason he was also setting this as a high level goal. And how that has to be achieved also is explained clearly by him. So the wordings, what we are seeing below this, It is the responsibility of the saints to lead world, because many of the spiritual leaders or philosophers are talking about peace, but how that has to be expanded from top to bottom or bottom to top, like from the individual person up to the entire world society, human society should realize that. So for making that, he's telling that it is a responsibility of the saints to lead world, mankind in good way. So all the scholars from the literary side or philosophical side, all the religious leaders, the political leaders who are having power and decision making authority, and the educational authorities, whoever is making the educational system which is being followed in this world for entire human beings, and the rich people seeking welfare of society. So whoever is having owning physically lot of assets and trying to help the society. So all these people have to be in one side, like we all have to work together with a single goal, then only we will be able to feel the spiritual fulfillment by the entire world society. So this is what his dream, which is tried to be shown as a picture, what we are seeing now. So by having this thought as a basis, he developed the organization which is working to achieve this to some extent. So we as practitioners, so we have to keep this dream, which is like a high level dream of our guru, and what we could do from our side to achieve that. That is also to be kept in our mind when we are talking about our own development and gradually moving from our family and society and nation up to the world level also. Okay, so I just thought of concluding this with our Guru's poem. As usual, this poem drives me to this topic to share it on this day. So every word in this poem is clearly and carefully given to us to understand the fulfillment ultimate. So how the feeling will be and how it has to be grown from individual level. Both are explained clearly by this wording. Merging your thought with the divine yields peace so refreshing. So this is the feeling we all will get when we talk about the spiritual fulfillment. When we connect or merge our thought with the divine, so that is yielding a peace which is so refreshing. That is what we are calling it as. It is not like time bound. That peace what we are getting, that will be keep refreshing by itself, and it will be everlasting in our life. And if you, next step, yeah, and if you remain therein steadily in awareness, here the awareness part is coming. So the first part could be done by meditation, and the second part for doing that, we need the introspection practices, which we are doing. So the introspection practice can keep ourselves at awareness state. So if you remain therein steadily in awareness, you would realize you are in the natural state of fulfillment ultimate. So even these two main practices, which we are calling it as like meditation and introspection, can take us to realize the fulfillment, spiritual fulfillment, as well as it will be lasting ever in our life also. Practice this daily throughout your lifespan, and the result here would be limiting and method in your worldly enjoyments. So that's what we learned in our curriculum also, right? I mean, the simplified Kundalini Yoga curriculum. Learning the meditation and introspection and practicing it on daily basis all through our lifetime. So what we will see as result, we will be able to limit and method in all our worldly enjoyments. We will be able to adopt that concept. So that will be driving us, moving us together to maintain the fulfillment, spiritual fulfillment. Stigmas would drop off and consciousness shine forth as the self-effulgent truth. Yeah, the stigmas he used in some other poem or some other concepts while explaining. He used a word blemishes, right? The impurities. When we compare the man and divine, so we all know that the divine, which is connected with some kind of impurities, is called as human. That is what the difference we are knowing. So the stigmas are also meaning the same. The stigmas would drop off, so the impurities will start getting dropped out of us, and consciousness, which is within us, will be shining forth with full effectiveness. And ego would be dissolved, and you would have the vision of God the Almighty. So after being in that state, so the ego will be automatically dissolved from us, and we will be able to see God, whatever many of the people are trying to see, right? So we will be able to realize the divine full qualities which is all around us. So this will be the ultimate fulfillment, which will be the connecting factor. So by practicing our system, we will be able to achieve this kind of spiritual fulfillment. That is the requirement in today's society, right? Even though he talked about peace and high level goals years ago, even today's condition, we know that one part of the world still war is happening, and that is reflecting in entire human population in this world life also in one or other way, either mentally or spiritually, in some kind of effects it's making. So that is the reason, as a single goal for all of us, we should think about the spiritual fulfillment for the entire world. So with that strong thought, I will conclude today's topic of discussion. Be blessed by the divine. Thank you. Thanks for listening it so far.